Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Beauty and Gratitude. I'm D'angelo Thompson, and I have a great show for you tonight. So this is our last show of the season. Thank you guys for tuning in. I've talked to a lot of you through the months, and when I think about guests, I think about guests that will inspire you. And I look for people that have had interesting lives, whether they're artists or business professionals, you name it, just people that will inspire you in the most incredible ways possible. And I hope that's been that for you this season. Coming up next season, it's going to be really, really dynamic. So please tune in, and that'll come out in February 2021. Also, it's the holiday season, so we'll talk a little bit about Christmas 2020. I'm smiling and laughing a little because we all know the state of the world. But the main thing that I want everyone to think about is gratitude. The show is beauty and gratitude. So there's always beauty around you in the darkest of times and in light around you as well. So let's start the show. I have amazing guests. We're going to start with Courtney Fuglein, and after that, Niki Hall, and then Asha Smith. So let's get started with Courtney. Courtney, welcome to Beauty and Gratitude.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So Courtney, I'll just tell all our viewers that I've known Courtney for almost 20 years.
True story.
Yeah, almost 20 years. And it's been a journey.
That old.
We're not, and we will never get old. Courtney, can you tell everyone what you do in the world of wardrobe and styling?
I'm a wardrobe stylist. I work with some celebrity clients, and then I also do some national commercials and work on TV shows. I kind of do a lot of different things in the wardrobe styling world.
Yes, and one thing I've always noticed working with you is how zen you are. You just really, I've never seen you lose your shit. Excuse my French, everyone. I've never seen you lose, control of the situation, no matter what comes at you, because we get a lot of surprises on set, guys. How do you process that?
I don't know. I just really do try in life to keep it calm. I feel like freaking out is not ever going to help anything and makes the situation so much more stressful. So I think trying to keep yourself calm and keep everyone calm around you really, I don't know, but everyone says that works with me, even assistants and everything. They're like, can I get your zen? How do you?
Yeah.
I don't know. Freaking out doesn't help anything. It just makes it worse. So you just try to keep calm, do the next thing that you can do, and keep it moving.
Yeah, and I like that you don't get rattled by much, and I think that's very important. And I know you love to travel, so I know for me, I will work, but if I know I have a beautiful trip in the horizon, that's like my incentive. Are you like that?
Totally. I feel like I have 2 big jobs coming up the next 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know after that is the holidays and is possibly vacation. So I'm just going to bust my butt through these couple of weeks, not really have weekends off, but in the long run, I can really enjoy life to the fullest. It might not be awesome this couple of weeks, but in the long run, we'll have some free time.
And it's a happy balance, between what we do, because we can almost work at a manic state, and then we can have a lot of downtime. And I've learned to inject that downtime time with creativity and also traveling, Also, what are some of your favorite places around the world? Let's inspire the folks.
Well, Mexico City really surprised me. And I've been to Mexico plenty of times in my life and never have gone to Mexico City until about 2 years ago. I never wanted to go. It's not on the ocean. It's not the kind of more tropical vacation. I went there and was blown away. I feel like I could live there. It's like a historic city. It almost has a European feel, but all the really cool things about Mexico. I don't know. I loved it. The food's amazing. The people are amazing.
Very true. And you went to the pyramids, right? To the sun and moon pyramids? I know I posted that photo today. I think I went in 2017. It was magical. It was a magical experience. Did you feel the same?
I did. It's a super spiritual place.
Yes.
And it's amazing. I mean, they're so old, and just to be in a place where, I mean, there's so much history.
That's true. I think what we saw, like when you actually visit the location, I was told, I don't know if you were told that by guides, that what we see is just a little bit of how enormous the pyramids are. Most of it was underground, you know? So we only saw like the tip of the pyramids. So just imagine how
like a whole labyrinth.
Yes, yes, yes. And these are thousands of years ago, you know?
And so just how they moved such heavy things without having, you know, the equipment that we have today. It's like unbelievable.
My speculation is that there was levitation. They were levitating the rocks.
Perhaps.
Perhaps, you know.
We weren't there.
What do you find? I know you love jewelry, you love clothing. What do you find beautiful around you?
What do I find beautiful around me?
Yes.
Well, I think during this time I've been home a lot. Yes. I've also been trying to get some travel and some good museum trips in. But I think during this time I've tried to make my home really beautiful. Sometimes I'm not home that much. I'm working or traveling. But I have never had so many plants in my house that I have right now. Like it's like a full-on jungle in here. I have palms, I have, you know, I don't know. So I've tried to make a beautiful home, and just, there were certain things I was living with in my house, like, it's okay. I don't want to spend the money. But now I'm just like, if this is where we're going to be, like, I want to look at beautiful things. I want to have a place that I'm super happy to be.
Yes. That's what I was hearing during this time. Sales went up in home, like home furnishings, paint, you name it. I know for me, I changed my whole apartment around. I was like, I need color in here. So there's a lot of yellow, you know, and blues and, you know.
Just happy, bright things that give you joy. And like when you wake up in the morning, you're happy to be there.
Yes, yes. And I find, do you collect a lot of art?
I do. I've started to collect more art. I didn't have that much, but I've always been a huge lover of art. And now I'm kind of like, why not? Let's do it. Let's find some small artists that we like and
yes. So what are you working on now or looking forward to working on?
Well, I've just finished a couple of TV shows, but now I'm working on a couple of commercials the next couple of weeks. So.
Okay. So what's on the horizon? I know I set goals, like resolutions for the new year, and a lot of us don't know what the new year will look like. So do you do resolutions? Do you have strategies for 2021?
I have not really put anything in place yet, but I feel like my most common goal in the last couple of years is just kind of do more things that I want to do, travel more.
Yes.
Go see more art, just do things that give me joy. And
I love it.
I feel like we're in limbo a little bit right now, but still, like, I've been able to get to some museums and get together with friends at a distance and just try to do the things that give you joy.
Yeah. Joy is the key. What are you most grateful for?
What am I most grateful for? Well, I have a really awesome 8-year-old daughter.
Yes, she is awesome. Really.
And she gives me a lot of joy and a little bit of headache, but because she's like an 18-year-old already.
Yes.
She's really become my best friend and like my travel companion. And I feel like it's so fun to see things through her eyes and introduce her to the things that I love and see her different passions.
Yes.
So I'm super thankful for her.
Yeah.
She's like, I've not been able to be bored during quarantine because she's kept me very occupied.
I'm sure. I know your daughter through virtual. And of course, you've shown me photos when we've been together. And I'm like, that's kind of a mini me. That's kind of how I was when I was like a kid. So I get it. And to have a mom who likes to travel like you and see the world, I think it's a magical experience for her. And I think she'll be, much more grateful as she gets older to understand the gifts you've given her just in this short time,
I feel like I'm starting to see it now. I just want to teach her. I feel like I used to be so much more nervous when I was younger and so much more shy.
Yes.
And I feel like I've lost a lot of that as I've gotten older. So I just really want to teach her that from an earlier age than I got that, like to kind of be fearless and get on a plane, go wherever, like do what you want to do. Don't be shy or nervous or.
I think you've done that job already. I think it's done. I think she got the memo. Wow.
She's not shy. That's true.
Yeah. Courtney, thank you. Please come back for the round table at the end.
Of course.
I've said to you many times, it's a pleasure. It's always been a pleasure to work with you and to know you as a friend. And we share a lot of love of art and travel and people in general, and joy is my mantra. I always say when I'm in a situation where I feel like people are trying to create chaos, I'm like, you will not steal my joy. So let's all keep that in mind, keeping our joy. And we will be right back with Niki Hall. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to become your best self now? I mean, like right now. If you're ready to become your best self, then why don't you join me and Solivity Magazine as we present the New Year, New You celebration along with our very special partner, Beyond Words Publishing. It's going to be Saturday, December 12th, starting at 1 p.m. Now, guys, the best part is you'll be able to watch all of this and enjoy it all from the comfort of your own home. I mean, you'll be able to watch all of these amazing people share their gifts and thoughts about how to close out this year and begin the next year with light, love, and power. I mean, how cool is that? And you're going to be able to walk into 2021 with freshness and some spirit and, of course, inspiration. You do not want to miss this incredible event. We'll see you then.
Welcome back to Beauty and Gratitude. Thank you, Courtney, for having a great conversation. And I'd like to introduce you to another amazing stylist, fashion stylist, wardrobe stylist, Niki Hall. Welcome, Niki.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I love your background, all the art books and the children's toys. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a mishmash of my life and my son's life.
Yes. I know, I've known you a long time as well, and I think the reason I chose the three of you is that I know your gifts, your talents. And also I know like how you are as business women. And I want to talk about the business of fashion, with you. Talk about how you began your journey. How did you learn how to style and become a wardrobe stylist?
Well, I think it's just something that I was always interested in, but from a young age, like styling my friends in high school for dances or whatever. But I was an apprentice to a silversmith in high school, and she had her own business. And because of that, I was determined to have my own business and make my way in life on my own versus working for someone else. So she set the tone for that example. That's great. Then I came to New York and sort of fell into the styling. I thought I would be a jewelry designer because of working with Yvonne, and it just turned into styling. And also Patricia Field, I met her early on, and she, just seeing her career and how successful she is, really inspired me as well.
Yes. What's interesting, Niki, I'm working with her now on a project. I can't say the show, but we're doing a show for Stars, and she's the designer, wardrobe designer, and then she has stylists working with her. And to watch her work, when I moved to New York at 18, she was like, Pat Phil's store, shopping on Saturdays for the club on Saturday night, you would go to Patricia Phil's. And to see her, she's 80 something, you know?
Yeah, she does not look.
She does not look it, and still going strong. And it's funny, each time she walks past me, she just touches my arm or touches my, and I thought, I'm sure she doesn't remember me from back in the day. I don't think she does, but she definitely is a legend. And that's someone that's great to learn from,
She probably does remember you because she gets a lot of her inspiration. What she told me, she gets a lot of inspiration from younger people. They're her mentors as much as she is their mentor. So
yes, I could see that. I can see that. And it definitely translates. I think your own personal style, Niki, translates in how you style, clients or for jobs, you name it. What are some of your favorite designers?
Wow.
That's hard, right?
I really like I like Isabel Marant. I like the old, the old school, like
Yves Saint Laurent, Oscar de la Renta.
Yeah. But I have a lot of friends that design that I really like that aren't the household names.
Yes.
That I love working with, like this one guy, Jean-Pierre Fevrier. He is brilliant. He actually designed for all those big houses.
Yes.
Secretly behind the scenes.
Often that's the case.
De la Renta was, he designs for them. So it's more of the underdog or the lesser known designers.
I always look for emerging designers. I just got some pieces recently from a young designer in LA, and I was just like, beautiful, vibrant coats, and I thought, these are amazing. And I look for people that I think will be the next Oscar de la Renta or YSL, So it's important to have emerging designers around you,
Definitely, yes.
Cool. So what are you currently working on or looking forward to working on in the near future?
So I just did a commercial, and I'm working on another commercial soon. And in the future, I am looking to learn something new. So thinking about maybe taking a class in something that I've always wanted to learn. Actually, it's pretty funny because a lot of my stylist friends, we don't know how to sew. And I rely on tailors and seamstresses to do those things.
Yeah.
So I figure, why not learn the basics so that I can even just communicate that better to the seamstress or the tailor on set, or do my own alterations or things like that.
I find that we learn a lot through working in the industry, over time, and terminology, So I'm actually in a film class at NYU now, and it's film and TV, and I'm learning the history. I'm like, oh, I didn't know this. And I've been doing it for 30 years,
Why behind some of the things.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's why they do the lighting that way. Or wow, that's why that camera is called that. That was by these two brothers, So it's been very helpful. And, it's a sort of certificate program, but it's NYU style. So it's a wealth of knowledge, and then you're in their database, for anyone to reach out. So learning new skills is very important,
Definitely. So. And they have great resources with their library that you can tap into. And
Yes.
I was taking classes about 4 years ago at FIT, and I miss having the access to that library just for inspiration.
I think and plus they have the museum, Fashion Institute Museum, which I think is a beautiful, overlooked museum in New York City. I think more people should visit it,
Yeah, it's definitely underrated and off the radar for a lot of people, but I think their exhibits are on par, sometimes better than even the Met. And also the Brooklyn Museum, their fashion exhibitions are amazing.
Yes. It's sad that Studio 54 was up and then COVID happened. I don't know if you guys saw it. I think Courtney went to it. Did you see it?
No, I didn't get to see that.
Yeah, I really want to see it. So maybe, you know, we can do an excursion, social distance, you know. So I think it's still up, if I'm not mistaken. So I think research is important in our industries, right? As well as being entrepreneurs, business people. What else, what other values do you think are important in the creative arts?
Integrity.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Your reputation will, you know, follow you. I know a lot of stylists that, you know, they're out, they're shopping, they're like, one for me, one for them. And I just don't feel right doing that. So I would say the integrity, and just being kind to other people, and because you never know, like that PA that you treated like dirt might become the producer that's going to hire you.
Always done.
So just integrity, respect, and kindness.
Right. That's true. It's funny. I had a conversation with a PA many years ago. He was rude. He was very rude to hair and makeup and wardrobe. He's rude to the talent. And I pulled him aside. And you know me, I'm very zen on set. But I pulled him aside. It was for a film. And I said to him, I said, look, there's a certain way you talk to people. I said, we'll still get the job done. You don't have to talk to us in this way, you know? And I said, just, you know, be cool, dude. Like, be cool, or everyone's going to walk off the set, basically, you know? Long story short, he did become an executive producer. And I ran into him years later. He was with his father. And he said, thank you for that conversation. He's like, it made me a better man and it made me a better producer now. I understand how to talk to people, you know? So integrity is key,
You have a very nice way of telling people what they need to hear, but in a very nice way that they understand.
Yeah. You have to be clear.
Yeah. With a smile on your face.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm Southern, so I was born in the South, so we know how to smile and still get things done.
Yeah.
So, Niki, tell me, what do you find beautiful?
What do I find beautiful? I'm going to have to mimic off of Courtney and go with my son. Definitely experiencing life through his eyes, and just how he expresses himself, and it's new every day. He's 4.
Wow.
I find beauty in music, just simple things. Like for me, a big part of like what makes me feel at peace is just being able to take a nice hot bath and listen to some music, have a candle going, or just pray, meditate. But I think also there is beauty in this time, even though it's been so chaotic and unpredictable, just in the fact that people have had to slow down and really contemplate what's important in life. And like you asked, what's beautiful, what does this mean to me, or what does that mean to me, and why am I doing it? And so I am thankful for this crazy year.
Yes. Just as I see joy through Courtney's daughter's eyes, I see so much joy through your son's eyes. And it makes me smile, you know, when I see it. And kids show us love. They show us unconditional love. And if we can keep injecting that into the world, it would be so much better.
They show us love and unfiltered truth.
Amen.
So when you don't ask, they'll just tell you what you might need to hear.
Yeah, that's true. And what are you grateful for?
So yes, grateful for just being able to endure during this time. And even though, you know, every day I have a different emotion,
yes,
I am thankful and grateful that I am here, I'm living, I'm able to do work that inspires me, that I enjoy, even though it has been a very slow year. And I'm grateful for my family, grateful for just feeling at peace in my heart, for mental sanity, for home, so much to be grateful for.
That's so true. And I will have this at the end at the round table. We'll talk about what creative processes have happened during this time. I've seen some amazing art, new businesses or businesses that were struggling, really thriving now. A lot of amazing things I've seen happen in this moment in history. And I think if you look at history in the past, a lot of amazing things happen during times of strife, you know? So it's just, it's a lot to be grateful for, you're right. So thank you for that.
And we needed some things to be shaken up in the world, you know?
Yes, yes.
You know, certain things that are not necessarily balanced.
Yeah, yeah, there was a lot of imbalance. And I think this is a time of Libra, right? Creating balance. You know, they say Aquarius, but I think it's Libra. It's really about balance. So Niki, thank you so much. Please hang on. We'll talk at the end. This was great. And we'll be right back with Beauty and Gratitude, everyone.
Perfect. Welcome to your new you with Aspire by Solivity. Virtual inspiration for your mind, body, and soul. With the help of at-home experts and celebrity guests, Aspire by Solivity provides tools to tap into the passion and purpose that lives within you. Find classes to educate and motivate you, from nutrition to your body and a whole lot more. So, take the leap. Start your new journey with Aspire by Solivity today. Sign up now.
Welcome back to Beauty and Gratitude, everyone. And I'd like to introduce someone that has been, it's funny, let me just tell you a little story before I introduce Asha Smith. I met her at a dinner party at a friend's house in Harlem, and Asha just commands a room. And I was like, who is this chick? You know, and I'm just staring at her. And the more I got to know her and the more we ran into each other and talked to each other, I realized how dynamic she is. And she's an attorney, you know, makeup artist, producer, you know, just a woman just who really cares about people and social justice. And you can learn a lot from Ms. Asha Smith. And welcome, Asha.
Wow, 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 wow.
How about that?
Okay, thank you.
So Asha, you know, I'm going to talk to you in segments, so because there are many things that you do and you do well. It's not just, oh, I do all these things, you do them well. What drew you to becoming an attorney?
You know, I had my first mock trial when I was in high school. We had an elective class, an experimental elective class, and we had to be an attorneys for a side. But it wasn't even just that. I just have always been aware of injustices in the world. And that bothered me even as a little girl because I could see them. And I would hear adults say things about the way the world was, but my own observations belied that. And then I would ask questions and I would always get like these frowns and like these non-answers from adults.
Right.
It always stayed in the back of my mind. And I always was like, that's not right. And that stayed with me. Like the only thing that I wanted to be as an attorney was a public defender. And that's what I did, right? That's the only reason I went to law school. Now I had internships in other places and I have, you know, a well-rounded education, but in the back of my mind, that was the only thing that I was going to be doing as a lawyer.
Yes. Wow. That's amazing. And I know that that journey led you to New York and you worked in New York for many years, but you're an artist. You're drawn to the artistic realm, you know, makeup artistry, dance.
Right.
So how does that's your outlet? Or is that another passion?
It's another passion, but it's another part of me. Like it was never separate. I have a BA in art. So I started there, had 16 years of piano, music education. It's everything. And I never was told that I had to only do one thing. To my parents' credit, I never was even told that, you know, I could do whatever I wanted, basically. It was
That's
never,
amazing.
You must do this, you must do that, you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I never had any limits in my mind that I had to choose one thing. Now, I did art first, and then that led me into film production. And then that led me, because when I went to the New School for Social Research, and I did a master's in media studies.
Okay.
And when I was graduating, they just didn't want to pay graduates any money. They wanted to pay you the same that they pay a PA, but like you have a master's degree and some more experience because you've been working on productions and doing your own things during school. So that didn't make sense to me. And I worked out in the crazy world of financial services, which is something that I never wanted to do, but I'm glad I did it because I have an unofficial MBA now. And then I just knew working there, I was like, oh, I can't be with these people. And that made me go to law school quicker, right? That was like, it's time for me to go.
Okay.
And I did, but I always kept in touch with my production friends. And I was like, even in law school, I was still working on productions while going to law school. So I never like really stopped doing anything. I just sort of like a snowball, just pick up this, pick up that, and then just make it work.
Yes. We're cut from the same cloth because I don't believe in I don't believe in that we have to be limited to one thing. I'm just this. I always knew I had many gifts. You know, I was an actor, dancer, you name it in high school.
I didn't even know that about you.
Yeah. I was in male chorus, all the plays in school, danced at the lyric opera. Yeah, so there was a lot of things that little D'Angelo did. And then I chose to go to art school. But I always had in the back of my mind that maybe one day I'll become a doctor. I always had in the back of my mind.
If you want to, it's not too late.
Well, I'm on that journey now. I'm in school for psychology. I will go get my master's in 2 years, and then it will lead to possibly a PhD.
Okay.
But the beautiful thing, the beautiful thing about it though, Asha, is that I don't see limits, you know, and I know for you, I told you about a script, right? Over a year ago, I was like, I think I love this project. You may want to look at it. You may want to become a producer, you know, and you said yes.
Yeah.
And
it's been a great journey.
Yes, it's been a great journey. And that little film, that 20-minute film, has walked through a lot of Fortune 200 companies, you know, as well as festivals. And it keeps on giving almost 2 years later and actually into 2021. So tell me what you look for as a producer or projects that you want to be on.
I look for something that resonates with me. And it's not even like a tangible thing. It's just like a hunch or a gut instinct.
Right.
And when I read what you sent me, I was like, hell yeah. Right. I almost responded like immediately. And and I wasn't wrong about that, right? When people when I post about it and things, I'll have a conversation about it and people still talk about it. They'll drop it in, they'll mention it. Like, they don't know exactly what it is, but they've seen like little snippets here and there. So it's definitely something that, you know, sometimes you just get a feeling about something and you go with it. There's not like a rational explanation for it. It's an instinctual thing, which is what Burden, me joining in on Burden, that's what it was, right? I know the opportunity came up and I don't believe that there's any coincidences, you know, I just don't think that anything is random. So I think that it was meant to be, but it was meant to be. And I got that feeling immediately when I saw it. Like there's no like kind of rational explanation for it. You know, there's some things you just can't explain.
That's true. Can you hear me, Asha?
I can hear you.
Okay, we're gonna go to a break and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready to become your best self now? I mean, like right now. If you're ready to become your best self, then why don't you join me and Solivity Magazine as we present the New Year, New You celebration along with our very special partner, Beyond Words Publishing. It's going to be Saturday, December 12th, starting at 1 p.m. Now, guys, the best part is you'll be able to watch all of this and enjoy it all from the comfort of your own home. I mean, you'll be able to watch all of these amazing people share their gifts and thoughts about how to close out this year and begin the next year with light, love, and power. I mean, how cool is that? And you're going to be able to walk into 2021 with freshness and some spirit and, of course, inspiration. You do not want to miss this incredible event. We'll see you then.
Watch Live with Jesse and Melva right here on Solivity TV every Sunday at 5:30 Eastern.
Hey guys, so Asha, we were talking about working in production and how you look for projects and things that you want to work on. What do you have work like in the future? What projects do you have?
I'm also a little bit superstitious, so I don't like to talk about things before they actually happen. But I am working on developing a talk show with some attorney colleagues, and I have a writing partner that we're working on a screenplay together. And I'm still directing a cable access talk show called A Sleepover with Yuri.
Yes,
we're directing that. So. And then I don't know what else is out there. I feel something else is coming. I don't know exactly what it is, but I just feel something is coming, if that makes sense. And I feel like when the right time and the right incident happens, it's I'm just gonna be there and I'm gonna do it and it's gonna be right.
Yeah, it's the power of yes. Living in the moment of yes and the power of yes. And that's how I flow now. It's you know what? Listen and also know when the opportunities come and know when to say yes. So
I've been saying yes to everything. I don't even know how things are gonna work, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'm just yes. I don't know. Yeah.
That's true. So I want to bring all the other ladies in, and I want to ask a question about creativity. So let's get them all in here.
Okay.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. So the question I have for each of you is really about creativity and how have you seen it grow during 2020? So I'll start with you, Courtney.
Well, I think everyone has had a chance to slow down maybe from their normal hectic lives and really kind of look within themselves and find what gives them joy and have time to really work on that and hone those skills. And I mean, it really has been a blessing in a way. It's been terrible in so many ways, but it's been great to be forced to slow down and really find different things in your life.
I agree. And Niki?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, how have you seen creativity really unfold in 2020?
Well, I think we've just had to think outside of the box. Just the way that we're speaking right now, no one was really doing a lot of the live stream conversations or so just creativity has come about in technology a lot of ways for me personally, learning more technology. But I also have felt like it hasn't been a super creative year. It's just been a year to sort of hibernate and listen and grow, and then hopefully next year that will translate into something.
Yes, I agree. And what about you, Asha?
You know what? I feel like this is a year of stillness, but there is creation in stillness, right? Because you have a chance to be alone with your thoughts and feelings, and that lets you create something. You might not know exactly what it is, but you're planting seeds. So I feel like 2020 is a year of planting seeds.
Yes. Yes, I agree with that. And I notice your pillow there that says follow your dreams. You know, how do you follow your dreams, Asha?
You know, I just listen to myself, right? I've been meditating, just thinking, being quiet, alone by myself, and letting what comes.
Yes.
And I mean, I'm very active, and I still do things. And if I have something that I want to do, you know, I'll see it as a goal and think about it and feel about it and see what actions I need to take to bring it into fruition. But I'm not forcing it, right? I'm letting also the universe do what the universe does, which is move things forward too.
Yes.
So I think like the most I do is like think a lot and dream a lot. And I think that starts everything.
Right. Right. And asking the right questions, I think, with yourself and with other people. I always have this thing called gathering information. You know, I'm gathering information right now, you know, so I'll go to Courtney again. Courtney, like, how do you follow your dreams?
I feel like I've changed a lot over the last couple of years. And I think now it's just really listening to the things that make you happy and just pushing through and just making it happen. Right.
That's true. That's true. Spoken like a true lioness, like a true Leo. And Niki, you know, Niki, every time that we talk or we work together, I always think you really have your hands on the pulse of what's coming or what's happening, especially within Manhattan, within Brooklyn. How do you translate that into your work and also building of your empire?
I think that in terms of my work, maybe it's just something that's instinctual. I appreciate that you said that about me. That's an interesting observation. But yeah, I think it's just, as Courtney said, listening to yourself and just trying to follow that voice and not to be led on a different path, you know, whether it's doubting yourself, which is, you know, it's hard not to doubt yourself.
It's human.
So it's just about listening and being still, praying, seeking advice, as you said, from your friends or from your family or a mentor or someone in the field.
Yes.
But just mostly listening.
Yes. You know, you guys both know this, you and Courtney. I'm always snooping around the Stylist table to see what you guys have pulled for talent, you know. And in my mind, I'm shopping. I'm like, oh, I like that. I may get that, you know, and you pull together combinations that I wouldn't think to pull together. So in there lies a lot of magic and a lot of creativity, you know. So I would say to each of you, thank you for joining me on Beauty and Gratitude, and keep living your life fully, you know, and see the beauty in all of it and the gratitude in all of it. And I want to thank everyone for listening to Beauty and Gratitude. Please tune in next year, 2021, February 2021. I have some exciting guests for you. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thanks, D'angelo. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Brian.
Thank you all. Have a good night.
We thank you for watching Beauty and Gratitude with your host, D'angelo Thompson on Solivity TV, Fridays at 8 p.m.
Solivity Magazine brings you the best in inspiration on Solivity TV. Check out our new shows. Mark your calendars for Solivity Magazine shows by going to solivity.com now.